Hello and welcome. In this video, we're going to talk about collections. Collections provide you with a more streamlined approach to creating, organizing, and delivering content. In addition to content management benefits, it also allows you to build and design personalized digital experiences, all without writing a single line of code. Those of you watching and familiar with the Asset Publisher will see some similarities, but I hope that you will see how this feature solves some of the Asset Publisher's shortcomings. So if all that sounds interesting to you, or if you just want to know more about collections, stick around. There are a lot of exciting things to cover about collections. We'll talk about what they are, how we create and use collections, and why you should start using them. But let's go ahead and get started, and as always, thank you for watching. So what are collections? Simply put, collections is a feature in Liferay that allows you to create and compile lists of assets created in a site or asset library. This compiled list is called a collection. As a brief review, an asset is a term used to describe various types of content we create in Liferay. Things like web content, documents, and blog posts are examples of different types of assets. For those on 7.4, the objects that you create can also fall under the category of an asset. So the idea of collections is very simple, but how we create them and how we use them is where things get interesting. Creating a collection can either be a manual or dynamic collection. A manual collection allows us to pick and choose which assets are included in our list, whereas a dynamic collection allows us to set parameters, and from there, the platform will dynamically generate the list of assets for us and continuously keep it updated based on our configuration and changes to content. We'll cover the steps needed to create a manual collection and a dynamic collection when we demo the feature in another video. Once we have a collection created, how we decide to use them is where we unlock its value. To display the content in a collection, we can use an Asset Publisher widget, a fragment on a content page, or a collection page, or any combination of these options, and you can style each of these options to your liking. Now, a big question that you might be wondering is, why would I want to use collections? Especially if you're coming from a previous version of Liferay, you may already be familiar with the Asset Publisher. Let's first talk about why you would want to use collections, and as we do, we'll also touch on how collections differ from the Asset Publisher. First, collections allows us to effectively organize our content in a way that saves time and effort. This is achieved through the reusability of collections and how they are displayed. It's now easier than ever to reuse the content that you want to be seen on either a page or a fragment. In the past, we've had to rely on the Asset Publisher to display different assets, and whatever configurations you made to an Asset Publisher were only applied to that instance of it. One could spend a lot of time getting the configurations just right and find out that they need to repeat it on another page. With collections, the configurations are set to the collection itself, rather than a specific instance of a widget or fragment being used to display it, saving us the trouble of having to configure anything else. Because the configurations are on the collection, any changes made will be reflected wherever the collection is being displayed, automatically. There is no need to run around manually updating the configuration settings, or worse, trying to remember all the places you configured an Asset Publisher to show the same content. Next, collections is an essential feature in delivering relevant and personalized digital experiences to our end users at scale. This is done by using collections and segmentation together, which unleashes the ability for you to get the right content in front of the right users. If you're not familiar with segmentation in Liferay DXP, there will be a link for you to learn more. When a user comes to your page, not only do you have the collection controlling what content is on the page, but you also have segmentation picking and choosing which assets are best for them based on the segment they are a part of. Finally, getting the exact look and feel of your content has never been easier or faster. Collections work with several out-of-the-box features such as collection pages and collection display fragments that empower business users to control how a collection is shown on the page without having to write a single line of code. In the past, developers have created application display templates for an asset publisher to have a tailored look and feel, which can cause delays and eat up valuable time that developers could be using to tackle larger issues. Again, with everything out of the box, we can take a low-code, no-code approach to the look and feel of our content. There's still a lot to see and talk about when it comes to collections, but to recap, collections are a way for you to compile or gather a list of assets that have been created in a site. Once you've made a collection, either manual or dynamic, you can display a collection on a collection page or a collection display fragment. When talking about the value of collections, we discussed how the reusability of collections saves us time and effort while keeping our content organized. Leveraging connections together with segmentation allows us to deliver personalized content to our end users, and collections give your business users the ability to implement the look and feel of content using out-of-the-box features, saving you from having to rely on developers to write code. All of this gets you a simpler, faster, and more personalized approach to delivering content to your users. So there's still a lot to see and talk about when it comes to collections, but I hope this serves you as an introduction to collections. And as always, thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.